Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mind Your Business with Derline and Steve. Steve is my co-host on Mind Your Business, and we are going to mind all of your business. Any type of business you can think of, we will be covering. But today, Steve and I are going to start with financial literacy, just the basics. We're not going to stress you out. Steve, welcome to Mind Your Business.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity for us to collaborate together and really share with people how they can take care of their finances and grow their personal wealth or even their business wealth as well.
Exactly, because the show is called Mind Your Business. So we're going to be minding all your business.
Yes.
So what are we going to be minding today?
Well, we're not just going to mind your business. Unfortunately, way to get in your business a little bit too. I think it's important to say that. And here's the reason why I say that. Simply because, people think they want to deal with people like attorneys or CPAs or people to help them, manage their money and grow. But then they don't want to tell them the whole truth. They don't want to give, why are you laughing? Because it's true. It's like, this person is here to help you, to protect what's important to you, to help you grow your wealth. But you don't tell them how much money you have and where you have it.
But money is a very sensitive subject. Whereas health is, I think money and health are, if they're not at the same level, their money's probably a little higher than health.
I don't know. I've seen people, and boy, when they get together, all they do is talk about their aches and pains.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But they don't talk about their money like that.
They don't talk about their money. That's why I think money's probably a little higher than the health. So how can we make people feel more comfortable to be able to be vulnerable with their CPA, their accountant, their tax professional, or even their financial advisor and planner?
And I think it's important to recognize that you don't know everything.
Yes.
It's about humility.
Yes.
Understand there are blind spots that you have because if, let's say you own a business or you're a highly compensated professional, like you are an attorney, you work for a law firm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're making an enormous amount of money, but you also recognize just because you know how to read a contract because you went to law school, mm-hmm. it doesn't mean you know how to protect all of that money you're making.
That's true.
Just because you know how to read a contract, it doesn't mean you know how to negotiate the best deal for a house.
Yes.
Or for a mortgage.
Yes.
You need professionals to help you
that
in those
are in
areas.
the industry.
Yes, that are doing it year in and year out. Because frankly, I know there are people that run around and buy their houses and negotiate with sellers themselves and want to do for sale by owners. That's great. But for the average person who's never going to buy more than 3 houses in their adult life,
they need a specialist. They need a realtor, a mortgage broker.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need professionals.
So you said be vulnerable.
Yeah, and humble.
And
recognize you don't know it all.
And a lot of time, even the professional you're dealing with sometimes may not know what you know.
Absolutely.
Because
That's
your experience, your life experience, speaks volume.
It does. It does. And we talked about things like real estate and stuff like that. Yes, I used to be in the mortgage business years ago. I still keep in touch with what's going on. If you're just getting into the mortgage business or you've been in the mortgage business for a year or two, you have nowhere near the amount of knowledge that I have. But I also don't know who the current lenders are who are giving the best interest rates.
Exactly.
So I still need your help.
You don't have the cheat sheet. You don't have the cheat code. Yes. And so I feel that it's always best to use a professional in the field. So let's say you did go to law school. Maybe you're a civil attorney. Yes. But if you're dealing with a criminal case, what do? You get a criminal lawyer.
Absolutely.
Because that's their specialty, that's their expertise. So it's the same thing with financial literacy. What do you think someone should, right now, who's watching us or listening to us, what do you think they should be paying attention to right now at this moment?
Right now at this moment, if you are a business owner, what you need to make sure is that you have your protection plan in place. What does that mean? Well, first thing is, do you have a pool of money set aside? Because we're going into an environment where everybody's talking about the economy's getting worse and worse. Are you able to weather a downturn? If your business that is currently doing well suffered a 20% downturn, a 30% downturn in business and revenue, would you be able to survive? Would you be able to keep if you had staff on? Mm-hmm. Would you be able to pay your personal bills? Yes. Let's say you've got a small business, maybe you're an electrician or you do pressure washing, and that's all you do. If your business takes a 20% downturn because an apartment building, you
had a contract with
canceled the contract and tried to piece it out to somebody's cousin who's just getting started.
So
You're going to be okay. And the other thing you need to watch out for is what we're seeing, which is right now business owners are being targeted by individuals posing as customers to be able to claim you damaged, you injured me, or I suffered a loss because of your action or inaction, and sue them. Is your protection plan, is your insurance set up to protect you from those? Do you even have insurance?
So you covered two topics. So the first one is a contingency fund. I know people like to use emergency fund as a terminology. I feel like our words have so much power.
Yes.
So if you say emergency fund, you're putting money away for an emergency. Guess what? An emergency will come to take that fund away.
That's right.
So I like to use contingency fund.
And you'll notice I didn't use the word emergency
I
fund.
know.
And here's the reason
We've
why.
been working on our words.
Well, not only that, that's your personal. Because being in business, emergency comes every week.
Oh, every day. Every day. But you have a
But
set
for
aside.
personal,
We
yes.
call it a set aside.
Yes.
So if COVID taught us anything,
Yes.
is that 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even 12 months may not be enough of a set aside. So I'm looking at realistically a good 24 months. I want to say 18 to 24 months because you never know. But like you said, if the business did take a 20% downfall, would you be able to keep your staff? Or even if you reduce your staff hours, would you be able to pay your own personal bills? Because a lot of business owners are taking on jobs so that they can, whatever money comes through the business is covering the business expense and taking care of the staff, and then their job is taking care of their home.
Yeah.
So we really have to look at the numbers. And then the second part you talked about was the coverage, the insurance,
Getting a protection program.
Protection program,
Absolutely. Vitally important. Like I said, we see it again and again. I got a personal friend. He does gutters. He cleans, installs gutters
cool.
and stuff like that. Yeah. And he did an install, and then a few months later, like 6 months later, his insurance company called him and said, "Hey, we're paying out this $3,000 claim. We just wanted to let you know." And he's like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, "Well, this woman says you installed gutters in her home, you did it improperly, washed away soil by the foundation." And he was like, "Who was that?" And they told him, he's like, "I remember that job. I did everything right, does this and does that." And he says, "I want to fight it." You know what they said? "Don't even worry about it." He pays,
the
less
insurance.
than,
Don't worry about it. The
for it.
energy. Sometimes, listen, you have insurance for a reason.
Yes.
What is the term they use? Insurance is a what? The issues, like the problems, you're passing it on to the insurance company.
You
I forget
are,
what the term
you are
is,
transferring risk.
Exactly.
And here's the other issue. The reality is this man's paying less than $2,000 a year for insurance for his business. They want to pay out $3,000.
Let him.
And let me tell you what I asked him to calm him down. Do you know what an attorney costs per hour?
A good one, a really good one.
No.
Yeah, over $500 an hour.
And I told him I worked as an expert witness on some court cases almost 20 years ago. I was getting paid over $300 an hour.
See?
Do you think the attorney was getting more or less than $300 an hour? So when you think about $3,000 compared to the cost of an attorney, the insurance company happily wrote that check.
Yes.
I literally say it will shut up and go away.
Yes, transfer the risk.
Yes.
But with that said, we need to do our due diligence as business owners.
Yes.
You need to have contracts in place. So for the gutter situation, I'm thinking that he had an invoice or PO, they signed it, he took pictures before and after the install. And then there's something else that I feel like a lot of these business owners don't have the time to do. Maybe they can hire somebody on a part-time basis to go do an eval 2-3 months
later,
or 30 days after. A follow-up. Because what happened is the person spent $10,000 for gutters. I don't know how much gutters are.
I don't know.
Let's say it's not 10,000, but depends on the size of the house.
Exactly.
So they spent that much money. Let's say $5,000 for gutters, removing the old gutters, putting new gutters in, securing where the water flows and whatever, and then they don't do an eval. That person could the going back and reviewing with that person or getting a satisfactory survey. All that, if the person had already done that, 30 days, 90 days, 60 days or 90 days out, and then now they want to sue because they're like, man, I just spent $5,000 for the gutters. They want that money back. They don't want to sue. They just want the money.
So they contacted his insurance company.
And they're still keeping the gutter. I was saying, okay, we'll give you $3,000. We're taking the gutters down.
That's funny.
I know. I'm petty. I'm taking the gutters down.
I think we all are in some way or form, so it's quite all right. Yeah, and the reality is because he does maintenance on them as well, he's usually in touch with most of his clients. But there's some people that just want new gutters. They don't want to pay for like maintenance, and you know that's fine too.
But they should document that, take pictures before and after. But okay, so yes, look at your money. The numbers don't lie. Don't be afraid to open your bills. Don't be afraid to log into your bank account. Do a deep dive, especially now. I don't know if I shared this with you that my personal account was compromised. So I had to go through this whole process because you know me, I don't like to work hard, I like to work smart. So all my bills are automatically paid. So I had to go through the whole process of my bank reconnecting all those bills from the previous checking account to the new checking account. And then I got calls from a couple that said they didn't get paid because yes, they moved the names over, but they didn't reset the automatic pay system. So now I'm like thinking today is what? It's not the 15th yet. So the 16th is the cutoff. So I have to make sure before anybody that's due, you know, before the cutoff of the 16th, because then they'll charge you interest and late fees.
Oh, they will.
So don't bury your head in the sand. Don't dig a hole and put your head in there. Face the numbers. Look at the numbers. What are they saying to you? You may need to cut back on expenses. You may need to earn more money. If you're looking to earn more money, Steve and I can help you with that.
You're looking to save money on taxes.
Yes, we can help you with that. So be realistic with the numbers. See what they are. Because you don't know, okay, if I wanted to go to Steve and say, hey, I need help for my business. I need to get insurance for my key employee. Steve's gonna say, well, how much that the person makes, and how much does the business, how much business is this person bringing in? But if I don't know those numbers, Steve won't know how much insurance I need for that person. So you need to know the numbers. You need to know how much it takes to fill up your tank when it's on a quarter or when it's halfway mark, or if it's totally empty and you got right to the pump and it just died, which you shouldn't do. But yes, give us a call. Give us a call. Our numbers are on the bottom of the screen. Give us a call. If you're listening to this on the radio, my number is 561-877-4662. And Steve, you are 240.
Actually, 882-8741 or 561-444-8074.
Oh, you got a 561 number? Okay, welcome to Florida. All right, give both those numbers again, because I remember the 240.
Yes.
But go ahead, give your 561. Let's give them the 561.
561-444-8074 or, like I said, 240-882-8741.
Yeah, I remember the 240 one from Maryland, right?
Yes.
So my number is 561-877-4662. Give us a call. And when you call, let us know you were listening to us on the different radio stations that this show is streamed on. Let us know you are watching us on 4Jaspo TV. Let us know. We're going to put this on our platforms too. So let us know where you saw us, so we know that our marketing dollars are working, because we're minding our business, okay?
We are.
I don't know if you're minding your business, but Steve and I are minding our business.
Yes, we are.
So Steve, so someone looks at their numbers and they're like, oh man, I don't know if I can afford to get health insurance or life insurance or my car insurance. I'm going to have to drop everything down to basic PPP. What is it, PIP? The PIP?
Yeah.
Is that still the main requirement now?
So you have to have, if you own an automobile, you have to, and you don't owe any money on it, you have to have PIP, or personal injury protection, what they call no-fault insurance here in Florida.
And that covers what?
Plus, and that's basically the first $10,000 of your medical bills, right? So if you're
people need to know that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other thing you have to have is $10,000 property damage, basically to cover the other person's
cause
vehicle.
somebody else's damage.
Now here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
If you get into a car crash,
yes,
or a collision with somebody else, I hate to use the word accident.
Okay, so collision.
Yeah, well, the insurance industry came up with that phrase, the automobile dealers came up with that phrase 100+ years ago so that cars wouldn't be blamed.
Oh, Oh, that is
Because
good to know.
early on, vehicles collided with people and horses when there
That's
weren't many
true.
cars on the
That's
road. So they wanted to say accident.
I didn't mean try to kill your horse or injure your leg.
So I never use the word car accident. I
Okay.
use a car crash or a vehicle collision
That makes sense.
when I speak, when we talk about words.
Yes, I love learning. I just learned something new today. I love it.
Yeah. So basically when that happens, if you injure someone because you are not paying for any insurance to pay their medical bills, the state of Florida can suspend your license until you pay all of their medical bills. Yes, a lot of people don't realize that.
They will cancel your license that
Suspend your
permits you
license.
to drive to go to work to go get some money to be able to pay the bill.
Yes.
These laws to me are so backwards.
And again, it motivates people to never make that mistake
Exactly.
again. Just like years ago, if you owe child support, they put you in jail. Now you can't go to work and make money.
I didn't get that. If I'm in jail, I can't work to pay the child support.
And I guarantee you, a whole bunch of dudes borrowed money from people to pay their child support.
So
I
they
know
go to jail.
somebody personally who refinanced their home to get cash to pay off child support because they're in jail. And the closing agent said, first time I've ever gone to jail to have somebody sign.
Oh, they went to jail. It's like, they did it in jail.
They were in jail. The closing agent had to bring the paperwork to jail.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then he had to wait 3 days because it was a refinance of his home.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's stuck in jail 3 more days afterwards until the check got paid.
We're going to look at the numbers. Don't be cheap. Get at least the necessity.
Yes.
So it's 10,000 PIP will cover injury,
Right, for
your medical,
your medical bills. It covers your medical bills, like your lost wages and things like that.
And then
you have to
bodily.
have $10,000 of property damage
property,
to cover
not
the other
bodily.
person's, vehicle.
Okay.
But then on top of that, you should have property damage because even if you have the minimum property damage, $10,000 per person, $20,000 per accident and property damage, now you are insured that you will never get your license suspended because let's say you hit somebody and their medical bills end up being $50,000. The insurance company is only going to pay out $10,000 if it's one person that's injured in the other vehicle. Maximum of $20,000, but they cannot come after your driver's license.
Okay.
If you think you're going to save X number of dollars a month, you expose yourself to that. And people go, well, I'm not going to get into an accident. Their words, not mine. But the reality is, if you're sitting at a light, somebody hits the back of your car and pushes you into somebody else.
Yes, and you hit somebody else.
They are going to sue you. Their lawyer's going to sue the person behind you as well.
Oh my God.
And it's going to get sorted out. And your insurance companies go, sorry, you can't get anything for your medical bills. And if the other person's only got $10,000 and they've got $30,000 worth of medical bills, which is easy to do, they're going to try to come after you.
Especially now, an aspirin is $75 at the hospital.
That's right.
You can buy a whole box of what, 50 or 100 for less than $5.
That's why there are all these, what do you call those, MD Nows and these minute clinics and stuff like that
so
popping up. So you don't have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Fixed fee, $100 to go see a doctor.
Yes.
And then they'll tell you, oh, this is not serious, you're fine, take an aspirin, or no, you need to go to the hospital.
Yes.
But at least they're not running straight to the hospital with a
Exactly.
sore throat. So that's
with
why
a sore throat. Like me, I'm nursing my sore throat.
Yeah, I see that lemon in your cup.
You see
of
that
tea.
lemon in my cup? You sure that's tea in here? I don't know.
I mean, vodka could be nice.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Steve. Stop
That's
judging
right.
me. So anyways, don't be afraid to look at the numbers. You won't know what you don't know until you look at what you have in front of you. So we've covered just doing a basic analysis or evaluation of where you're at right now and what's going on with you. So Steve, we covered car. Let's cover the business, because I know our show's called Mind Your Business, but we'll cover every aspect of business.
Do you use a car to get to where you go to make your money?
Yes.
Okay, that's important then.
Yes, that's important. But now you're in your business, you're in your place of business, somebody comes in, they slip, maybe they were drinking, and they're already drunk, and they were already slobbering and falling over themselves in the parking lot, but they ended up falling all the way down in my office. Am I responsible for that?
So the best answer I can give you is it depends.
Oh.
It literally depends. Is there a condition in your office that contributed to them slipping and falling? Like, is your linoleum floor buckling? Do you have a rug that wasn't taped down with double-sided tape that they could have tripped over?
Oh, I'm getting double-sided tape for my rugs.
Now the reality is, when they, and again, do things like have cameras in the common areas of your office.
Nice.
Protect you and to protect other people.
That's good.
Let's say you do tax preparation. That is one of your main types of your business, and consulting. So you've got people in a waiting area. If two people show up in the waiting area and they don't like each other and a fight breaks out, who's the aggressor? Who started it? Well, you got cameras in that area.
That's true.
So now you are protected because they're not going to say that you invited my mortal enemy here to your office and you knew, and it's not really a mortal enemy. It's probably exes, right? So
you know what's funny? That's because as soon as you said that, my brain went to the tax law that talks to us as professionals in the tax industry. If, let's say, you and your wife were both my client and you guys are divorced,
yes,
I have to make you guys sign documents if you both want to stay with me.
Absolutely.
Because I have to then pick you or her, or neither one of you.
Absolutely.
So that's where my brain went automatically to that. That's hilarious.
So again, two exes get into it. There's cameras. Nobody can say Derline did this to us because you've taken the extra step of engaging an attorney to create a contract that they both had to sign, that they're both going to continue. Well, they could be in the middle of a divorce.
Yes, middle of divorce. But they both need a copy of the tax return, and they're coming together to file the return. Oh,
yeah.
I've had those.
I'm sure you have. And that's why I said it's more likely exes.
Yes,
right? Not two random
yes.
people got into a fight in your waiting room.
Yes.
So it's little things like that. Now, if there's an unsafe condition, you allowed it to continue, you could be held liable. But again, if you've got camera footage showing that they were inebriated or then no, you're fine.
Or careless. So those people that walk with the shuffle that don't pick up their feet, and they're the one that scrubbed the.
Stop talking about my wife.
I'm gonna call her. But yeah, you got that. And then heels, like women, we wear heels. Our heels could get stuck in the, well, our tiles are not grouted, so thank God. But it could be in the grout, and the grout is giving way. We're in Florida.
Or just uneven, just a little
porous,
dip right there, and somebody could again injure themselves, sprain or break an ankle. As we get older, our bones get more brittle and things like that. And so, so grab rails in the bathroom and things like that. So all of these are things that you need to do to make sure that you are protecting yourself. And of course, you want to make sure that you've got insurance to make sure that you are protected. Just
Which
like
is
my
why
friend.
a lot of places when you're renting, they require I think $2 million of liability insurance and stuff like that. And then we have errors of emission insurance. There's so many different types of insurance.
Yes.
So what we'll do in our next show is talk about different types of insurance. And then we'll probably break them down, and each show following we'll discuss one. And then we'll even give you the opportunity to call in. So if you would like to be our guest, you'd like to call in, Steve's number is
561-444-8074.
And my number is 561-877-4662. We will be taping our shows, so if you're interested and you watch this or you heard this on any one of our radio stations that are providing this show to you, give us a call and say, hey, I was watching Mind Your Business with Derline and Chris, or I was listening to Mind Your Business with Derline and Chris, and I would like to Mind Your Business with Derline and Steve, or you were watching Mind Your Business with Derline and Steve on 4Jasper TV or any of our other platforms that we stream on, give Steve a call at 561-444-8074 and Derline 561-877-4662. And when you call, if you don't get us, just let us know that you watched the show and you liked it, or you have some topics you'd like us to discuss, or also you'd like to be our guest on when we do our call-in sessions. So our show is going to be weekly, so be on the lookout. Get your time together. I don't know what time we're going to be coming your way in your area, your neck of the woods, but Mind Your Business with Derline and Steve is going to be airing every week for you either on 4Jasper TV or on our platforms that we're going to share it on, or any of the radio stations that you hear Mind Your Business on. Steve, it is an honor and a privilege to start this journey with
Absolutely.
you. Give the people your phone number again.
Again, 561-444-8074.
And mine is 561-877-4662. We will help you mind your business as we mind our business. And Mind Your Business with Derline and Steve is brought to you by 4Jasper TV, ESSI, Voyage in Style, Smart Money Systems, and
CSS Insurance.
Thank you very much. Have a great day on purpose.